Okay, it's getting geared. Go back.
Haribol. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachariya Yamunatira Vanachariya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachariya Yamunatira Vanachariya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gora Premanandi Jayatla Pravishta Vishnupa Paramahamsa Stotara Sata Srimad His Divine Grace Sri Bhakti Vedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayatla Pravishta Vishnupa Paramahamsa Stotara Sata Srimad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Thakur Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Ramsiko Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Shri Mathura Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Shri Nadi Mayapur Dham Ki Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai Yamuna Mai Ki Jai Tulasde Maharani Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Shri Hari Nam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Itai Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye Nasta Prayesha Vadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Reading from 3rd canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 24, the renunciation of Kardama Muni, text 46. Atmanam sarva bhuteshu
Atmanam sarva bhuteshu
Bhagavantam avastitam
Bhagavantam avastitam
apasyat sarva bhutani
Apasyat sarva bhutani
Bhagavati api chatmani
Bhagavatya vichatmani
Atmanam sarva bhuteshu
Atmanam sarva bhuteshu
Bhagavantam avastitam
Bhagavantam avastitam
apasyat sarva bhutani
Apasyat sarva bhutani
Bhagavati api chatmani
Bhagavatya vichatmani
Atmanam sarva bhuteshu
Atmanam sarva bhuteshu
Bhagavantam avastitam
Bhagavantam avastitam
apasyat sarva bhutani
Apasyat sarva bhutani
Bhagavati api chatmani
Bhagavatya vichatmani
Atmanam sarvabhuteshu
Atmanam sarva bhuteshu
Bhagavantam avastitam
Bhagavantam avastitam
Apasyat sarvabhutani
Apasyat sarva bhutani
Bhagavatya vichatmani
Bhagavatya vichatmani
Atmanam sarvabhuteshu
Atmanam sarva bhuteshu
Bhagavantam avastitam
Bhagavantam avastitam
Apasyat sarvabhutani
Apasyat sarva bhutani
Bhagavatya vichatmani
Bhagavatya vichatmani
Atmanam sarvabhuteshu
Atmanam sarva bhuteshu
Bhagavantam avastitam
Bhagavantam avastitam
Apasyat sarvabhutani
Apasyat sarva bhutani
Bhagavatya vichatmani
Bhagavatya vichatmani
Atmanam sarvabhuteshu
Atmanam sarva bhuteshu
Bhagavatam asvasitam
Bhagavantam avastitam
Apisyate sarvabhutani
Apasyat sarva bhutani
Bhagavati api chatmani
Bhagavatya vichatmani
Atmanam sarvabhuteshu
Atmanam sarva bhuteshu
Bhagavantam avastitam
Bhagavantam avastitam
Apasyat sarvabhutani
Apasyat sarva bhutani
Bhagavatya vichatmani
Bhagavatya vichatmani
Atmanam sarvabhuteshu
Atmanam sarva bhuteshu
Bhagavantam avastitam
Bhagavantam avastitam
Apasyat sarvabhutani
Apasyat sarva bhutani
Bhagavatya vichatmani
Bhagavatya vichatmani
Atmanam sarvabhuteshu
Atmanam sarva bhuteshu
Bhagavantam avistitam
Bhagavantam avastitam
Apasyat sarvabhutani
Apasyat sarva bhutani
Bhagavatya vichatmani
Bhagavatya vichatmani
Atmanam,
Atmanam
the super soul,
the super soul
sarva bhuteshu,
Sarva bhuteshu
in all living beings,
in all living beings
Bhagavantam,
Bhagavantam
the supreme personality of Godhead,
Supreme Personality of Godhead
avastitam,
Avastitam
situated,
situated
apasyat,
Apasyat
he saw, sarva bhutani,
Sarva bhutani
all living beings,
all living beings
Bhagavati,
Bhagavati
and the supreme personality of Godhead,
and the Supreme Personality of Godhead
api,
Api
moreover,
moreover
cha,
Cha
and
and
atmani,
Atmani
on the super soul.
on the super soul.
Translation. He began to see that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is seated in everyone's heart and that everyone is existing on him because he's the super soul of everyone. Purport. That everyone is existing on the Supreme Personality of Godhead does not mean that everyone is also Godhead. This is also explained in Bhagavad Gita. Everything is resting on Him, the Supreme Lord, but that does not mean that the Supreme Lord is also everywhere. This mysterious position has to be understood by highly advanced devotees. There are three kinds of devotees: the neophyte devotee, the intermediate devotee, and the advanced devotee. The neophyte devotee does not understand the techniques of devotional science, but simply offers devotional service to the deity in the temple. The intermediate devotee understands who God is, who is a devotee, who is a non-devotee, and who is innocent. And he deals with such persons differently. But the person who sees that the Lord is sitting as Paramatma in everyone's heart, and that everything is depending on or existing on the transcendental energy of the Supreme Lord, is in the highest devotional position. Omagyanatimirandasya gyananjana salakaya chakshuru militam yena tasmai shri gurave namaha mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripatamaham bande shri gurum dinataranam Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So it seems there is an apparent contradiction when Prabhupada said that the Lord is everything is resting on Him, but that does not mean the Supreme Lord is also everywhere. So, one moment. First, it is the verse said that He saw the Supreme Soul, Super Soul in everyone. Mm-hmm. So, how is that simultaneously? He is everywhere and not everywhere. Prabhupada said that's a mystery, but our duty is try to understand. No? According to our limited capacity, the mysterious philosophy of Krishna consciousness is not mysterious anymore because Prabhupada explained it very clearly in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. As far as I can understand, of course, the Lord as Paramatma is everywhere because He's in the heart of every living entity. Even in the atom, He's there. You know, one scientist who won what is that? Nobel Prize on physics. He humbly said, "We only know that there is something inside the atom that is moving." Neutron, proton, but we don't know why. They have no idea why the neutron, proton are moving inside the atom. From where they are getting their energy to do that movement. So, of course, we know because the Super Soul entered the atom, activates the atom. As the soul activates the body, makes it alive. So the Super Soul, when entering the universe, makes it alive. Without the presence of the Super Soul, matter will not be activated. Because He is in every atom, everything is made of atoms. But there is no soul in the atom, only the Super Soul. So I remember a long time ago what we were speculating, no, there is a soul. Since there is a Super Soul, must be a soul also next to it in the atom. No. It's not part of the evolutionary process, the atom up. The atom remains atom. Until beginning of creation, until the destruction of the universe, you know. And interestingly, Brahma said, one who's great mathematician can count how many atoms are there even in creation, but they still can't fathom the unlimited glories of the Lord. So to see Krishna everywhere as the Super Soul, that's a partial realization of Godhead. So He's not present everywhere as Bhagavan, but He's present everywhere as Paramatma. That makes sense, isn't it? To understand the subject more easily according to our, limited and capacity or whatever. That, and then Prabhupada very nicely explained that neophyte devotee can't understand the techniques of devotional science. So it's a science. It's a spiritual science because there is philosophy. And through understanding, through logic and reason and common sense, based on Guru, Shastra and Sadhu, of course, then we can arrive at the right conclusion of spiritual advancement. So, we know, it is very clearly explained, that there are three kinds of devotees. The beginner, the neophyte, the intermediate, the Madhyamadikari, and the more advanced, the Uttamadikari. So the Madhyamadikari devotee is explained here. What are the symptoms? He deals differently with different subjects. His main goal in life is to develop love of Godhead. That is his goal in life, is working on that, to awaken, to increase his love for Krishna. He knows that's the goal of life. And he sees there are devotees, there are non-devotees, there are innocent people, and there are those who are envious. So he deals with them differently. With the devotees, he is friendly. With the innocent, he's compassionate, try to help them, preach compassionately. And those who are envious, he avoids them. That is his mood of seeing things and acting upon that understanding, that realization. Whereas the neophyte devotee, he may know theoretically, yes, Krishna is everywhere, Paramatma is everywhere. He may know because he has read the books, but he doesn't have an actual experience of it. He just knows it theoretically. He is Krishna conscious, is performing devotional service. He sees the Lord in the temple because he is in the temple, But to think that Krishna is only in the temple and forget that he also in the heart of every living entity, and one should be, nice to everyone, and treat everyone equally, then sometimes that fails. I'll tell you one story about Prabhupada in regard to that. Prabhupada was preaching in India, and he saw, he was invited to a place which is the Bhagavad Gita as the center for them to study, So he accepted the invitation, went because he was to speak about Bhagavad Gita. When he was in the West, one vegetarian society invited him to speak. And Prabhupada asked, what is the subject matter I'm supposed to speak on? And the devotee said, oh, Prabhupada, they want you to speak about vegetarianism. Prabhupada said, no. If they want me to speak about Bhagavad Gita, I will go. I will not speak about vegetarianism. So he didn't go. They were not interested to hear only vegetarian, so he didn't go. Prabhupada never compromised, He was not there to please the vox populi, He was there to please Krishna and to speak about Krishna. But nowadays, we always want to be politically correct and how this react, and we met so many, as maybe are practical, reasoning, but still we lack the sufficient confidence that Krishna is always there backing us up, no matter what, if we are surrendered to his instruction. At one point, Prabhupada did say, if all the devotees of ISKCON surrender completely, we can take over the world in 18 days, like in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. He did say once that.
I was actually there when he said it.
Jai, Hariva.
He said,
18 hours.
Just see.
And then Prabhupada said, well, what will you do with it? Simply sleep.
It's true. I mean, Krishna didn't give us more because we are not ready. That's the fact. We will make a mess of everything. We're not ready. It's a fact. You know, in the 70s, mid-70s, the movement was expanding like wildfire in America. Even the CIA were worried. The government was worried, you know. There's people in 10 years, they can take over the government, you know. They were really worried. So they put one CIA agent to investigate the movement. And he made us a study and everything, and he gave us a report. He told them, you don't have to worry about the Hare Krishna. I called all their temples, nobody answered their phone. They are not together. Don't worry much about it. It's a fact, you know. It's difficult you call any temple, somebody will answer the phone. In Mexico, we had a system that we pay a devotee, outside devotee, we pay them to be there just to answer the phone. We have to come to that point, you know. Anyway, so Prabhupada went to that Bhagavad Gita center. I don't remember the state in India. You know. So, and he was speaking Bhagavad Gita. But then he noticed that they didn't have a picture of Krishna. They have a picture of a lamp, you know. A picture of a lamp. Lamp, you know, burning, you know, steady, you know. That's it. And Prabhupada protested. He said, you study Bhagavad Gita, you worship Bhagavad Gita, why you don't have the picture of the speaker of the Bhagavad Gita? They didn't like it. They challenged him. They said, the Bhagavad Gita speak about equal vision, samadarshina. We want to know, what is your samadarshina? Prabhupada said, my samadarshina is, why only the Hindus have the right to know Bhagavad Gita? All Westerners also have the right because they are all part of Krishna, they are all living entities. They also have the right to know Bhagavad Gita. That's why I went to the West and preached Bhagavad Gita while you were sitting here doing nothing but meditating on a lamp. Prabhupada was, you know, he was like that. He didn't, you know, he just spoke the truth. Once Prabhupada, he arrived at Philadelphia airport, so the devotee arranged a press conference for him, you know. And he answered everyone's questions nicely, everything. And after he finished, Prabhupada was walking toward the car to go to the temple. And two journalists, they came running, they came late, you know, with their camera and microphone, they were running, you know. So they saw him, stopped him to ask him a question. You know what question they asked him? Are you Buddhist? And you know what Prabhupada said? No. We came to speak the truth. And if you are honest, you must accept. That was his answer. We would say, no, we are, you know, we're Vaishnavas, Gaudiya Vaishnavas from the Hindu branch and all, you know. Anyway, so the neophyte devotee, he may forget easily once outside to see people as souls and paramatmas there and there. He can forget very easily that. He needs also the protection of the temple to remain Krishna conscious. The intermediate devotee, he can go out and preach because he's protected by the spiritual realization he's getting from his practice of Krishna consciousness. So he doesn't get bewildered in the middle of material energy because he knows what his mission is, to help others become Krishna conscious. And he can maintain his spiritual standard anywhere because he has that advancement to do. But the more advanced devotee, the highly advanced devotee, who doesn't make that discrimination, that who's devotee, who's not. He see everyone better devotee than him. Everyone who's serving Krishna better than him. That's not something to be imitated, of course, but that's something Prabhupada said in a letter that one by his own endeavor may become Madhyamadikari, but pure devotee only by the mercy of Krishna. I mean, he may remain Madhyamadikari, sincerely endeavoring to serve Krishna and Guru, but only when Krishna decides he can become pure devotee, not before. But at least, I mean, Prabhupada generally, he said, everyone who chants 16 rounds and so follow the four regulative principles is a pure devotee. You know, at the beginning of the movement, one morning walk, one devotee asked Prabhupada, how many pure devotees like you are in the world? Prabhupada asked somebody else, how many devotees we have in ISKCON? One devotee said, around 300, Prabhupada. Oh, then we have 300 pure devotees. I mean, Prabhupada's desire was to create a society of pure devotees. But we came short, you know. He was expecting to have grihastas like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, you know. That was his desire, his ideal. But we came short. But Prabhupada knew, you know, some or other, they keep going, you know. Some may fail, some others may continue. So that was, he depended on Krishna, fully on Krishna, for the future of the movement. That was his surrender attitude. So, in regard to that vision of Vinuttamadikari, Prabhupada once, in first big New York Ratha Yatra in July 76, Prabhupada, you know, went to that event, and devotees from Venezuela, we went, charter, 30 devotees, you know, we went to that. But Krishna was the temple president at that time. He gave us 2 weeks to collect the money to fly to New York to see Prabhupada and the first New York Ratha Yatra. We were doing Sankirtan like 12, 14 hours per day, you know, just to, because only the profit will go for the ticket, you know. So somehow we managed, you know, 30 devotees will go. So one night they presented to Prabhupada a play, you know. That was Sudama Maharaj, and the what they call Vaikuntha players. Anyway, the play was about Kali and his agent. Sudama was Kali, he was in a frock and big hat like that. And the agent lost, greed, anger, all these things, you know. So one German lady devotee, she was playing the part of lust. Well, I can't remember her name. Rasagya, she was, you know, she already left this world, you know, some years ago now. And she played lust so well that the sannyasis sitting around Prabhupada, when she will come on the stage, they will look somewhere else, you know. The brahmacharis who were behind Prabhupada and the sannyasi, we could see what's going on, you know. So Prabhupada had a red rose in his hand and he was turning it around. He will smell it, look at the sannyasi, smile at them, and keep watching the play, you know. So that went on, you know. And then at the end of the play, it was very nice ending, because Lord Chaitanya's movement came, you know, with the Sankirtan party chanting and defeating all the agents of Kali. They were running away, you know, closing their ears and in panic, you know. So that was the successful ending of the play, that Lord Chaitanya defeated Kali, you know. So after the play, successful play, was nice, Prabhupada walked toward the elevator. At that time, the temple was in 55th Street, and 13th floor building, you know, was. So Prabhupada's floor was on the 11th. I remember that even. So we were there all waiting for the elevator with Prabhupada around him, you know. So he turned to the sannyasis and told them, you should try to understand the mind of a pure devotee. When he sees a beautiful woman, he thinks, what a wonderful thing Krishna created, that just by looking at it, everybody gets bewildered. For us was like, what? Was like an awakening, a shock, you know, because when we joined brahmacharis, it's a bag of stool, you know, an earring, you know. Prabhupada say, no, it's a wonderful thing Krishna created. But he doesn't have the desire to enjoy it or lord over it, because he sees it as for Krishna's enjoyment, you know. Like once in LA, devotees came to Prabhupada. Prabhupada went to preach in college, and we were successful to distribute books. But we met one professor, and he was criticizing Krishna. He said that Krishna is an immoral because he was dancing with the wives of others at midnight. Prabhupada told them, you should have told that professor that Krishna created the whole universe. That means all the women in the universe belongs to him. If you have a woman, you are stealing a woman from Krishna. You are immoral, not Krishna. Okay, Krishna's allowing you can have one wife. It's okay. That's allowed. No more than that. So it's difficult for most people to understand Krishna because he doesn't fit the paradigm of Godhead, you know, according to their Judeo-Christian mentality of what God should be. It's completely the opposite, you know. Completely the opposite. Even I heard once a devotee saying, well, actually Krishna didn't give good example in regard to that, you know, relation to the ladies, you know. First time I arrived in Calcutta, came out of the airport, was a big sign, you know, some sari shop. And the sign said, Krishna, there was a picture of Krishna stealing the saris of the gopis. Krishna stole the saris of the gopis. If you want to find them, come to this shop. Well, these people, you know, they use everything. I mean, Krishna consciousness, that's Krishna consciousness. I mean, to relate everything to Krishna, even for business, you know. And once we were in Vrindavan, there was a flood from the Yamuna, you know. All the streets of Loi Bazaar were full of mud. We were walking barefoot, you know. So I was with a devotee, we were going to buy a dhoti or something. We entered the shop, and they have, you know, these white sheets, you know, and we step on it, and all the mud was there, you know. So I apologize, please forgive us. We didn't remember, you know, we forgot that we were with mud in our feet. He said, what? You just purified my shop. That is the Ganga, the Yamuna coming in my shop. You know? He said, far out, you know. Where else people will answer like that, you know? So, in one pilgrimage, one devotee, going to take a bath in the Yamuna. So the devotee was explaining, what is the difference between taking bath in the Ganga and the Yamuna? When you take bath in the Ganga, you get purified from all your bad karma, past karma. What is the difference taking bath in the Yamuna? That you not only get free from the past bad karma, but you also get free from good karma. And many devotees start to get out of the Yamuna. Because after all, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita explained that good or bad karma are both bad, you know. It's like dry stool and fresh stool. You know the analogy that the wet stool is telling the dry stool, you are gonna get burned because they dry it, you know. and he's the next, you know. So it's like that. It's like that. That's the amazing thing about this world, that everyone knows every day so many people are dying. But everybody keep living like everything is fine. Everything is okay. No problem. Keep enjoying. I mean, that's very surprising. I mean, even Yudhishthira Maharaj said that is the most amazing thing in this world. So, how we should pray to Krishna as Paramatma? What should be our prayer? Simply our prayer should be, my dear Krishna, please remind me to always chant your holy name. Please do not put me into forgetfulness. You are sitting within me as the super soul, so you can put me into forgetfulness or into remembering you. So please do not put me into forgetfulness. Please always remind me to chant. Even if you send me to hell, it doesn't matter, just so long as I can always chant Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada's letter to Devananda, Los Angeles, November 23rd, 1968. Any questions or comments? Yes, Maharaj, please.
I have a comment and a question.
Please do.
That Kali play, that actually, the play that you described in New York, that's actually, and I think you probably know this, that's Prabhupada's play. He narrated it.
Yes.
Hayagriva.
That's correct.
It's a fantastic play. But you can hear the taste of Prabhupada's, Hayagriva's trying to wrap his mind around it. Prabhupada's telling the whole narration.
Yeah, that's correct.
It's a fantastic play.
Definitely.
My question was this. You were saying about Prabhupada and the status of a pure devotee, how they see a beautiful woman, and they think, they don't see it with lust. They see, what a beautiful creation of Krishna. And, the neophyte brahmacharis, when they go, mucus and stool, Does that mean that our brahmacharis, when they're chanting at the beach and they happen to go down there on a preaching mission or something, there's, women in their bathing attire, they should think, I'll meditate on how it's the beauty of Krishna. This way I will transcend and become more advanced. No, Prabhu, I'm not going down to look at the girls. I'm going to become more advanced by meditating on Krishna's beautiful creation.
Well, they are imitating the advanced devotee. That's imitation is not good. Can't do anything artificial. In the Nectar of the Rose, it said that if you are not advanced enough, you should avoid temptation. But if somebody is advanced, can be even in front of temptation and not be tempted. But that should not be imitated. That's the whole point. No, will not work. It will not work. Prabhupada told the journalist some interview. He said, "You can put me in a room with beautiful naked women. Nothing, no agitation of the mind, nothing, zero. So, okay, you may say, okay, he was 80 years old, but you can see 80 years old people going to the nightclub. Prabhupada said, Viagra's there. One man in Venezuela used to visit our temple, like 80 something, 85 years old man. He came to the temple, he was, I'm alive again. After Viagra came, I'm living anew.
I was in the hospital visiting someone, and right there, as you're going down the hall, they were advertising a seminar they're having for people who've lost legs, lost arms, or this and that. And the thing was, yes, sex after 70.
Yes.
Advertising. There's a seminar. You got what? Give it a rest.
That's the goal of their life. And Viagra is a Sanskrit word, means tiger. Yes. Actually, Krishna has two dogs, one black, one white. And the black one is called Viagra. Tiger. Yes. They want to be tigers.
Or devoured.
So, Maharaj, thank you
Yes.
very much for the nice lecture. So, you were mentioning that Paramatma is even present in the atoms.
Correct.
So, there must be millions of atoms made from this Bhagavatam.
Definitely.
Means there are millions of Paramatma in the Bhagavatam.
Everywhere, in every atom, in all the creation, all the universe.